Hi friends, in today's video we will talk about the classification of software testing. So when we classify testing, it is broadly classified into two, that is static testing and the dynamic testing. So and when we talk about the static testing, it means that the application is not yet developed, right? And static testing, which is also known as static analysis, is a software testing technique in which the work products or the software artifacts such as the requirements, specifications, design, documentations, and code are examined and evaluated without actually executing the software. And in static testing, all work products artifacts are evaluated manually, but in case of code, it can also be done by using tool driven. And static testing is a type of testing that is performed early in the development cycle and is focused on identifying defects, errors, or other issues in the software documentation or code. Software static testing can be performed through various methods, including the reviews, the inspections, and the walkthroughs. Let's talk about the first method, that is reviews. So through reviews, developers, testers, and other stakeholders review software artifacts in order to find defects and give their feedback, right? And whereas in inspections, this is a formal review usually conducted by senior experts and are done more rigorous and are more rigorous than the reviews. They inspect software artifacts for defects and evaluates quality standards, assess individual performance, or identify process improvements. And coming to walkthroughs, walkthroughs are less formal process where the author of the software artifact walks through the product and other members with other members of the team to get their feedback. So overall, static testing is a great way to identify defects early in the development and reduce the time and cost of fixing them later. Static testing can improve the quality of software by making sure it meets the standards and requirements. And in the next classification of the software testing is dynamic testing. What is dynamic testing? So dynamic testing is a software testing technique that involves the execution of software to evaluate its behavior and performance under various conditions. It is a type of testing that is performed by running the software and observing its output, behavior, and performance. Dynamic testing can be performed through various methods, which are again defined under three execution techniques. And they are the black box testing technique, white box testing technique, and experience-based testing. So let's try to understand first the black box testing. So black box testing is a software testing technique in which the tester tests the software application without any knowledge of its internal working structure or implementation details. The tester only has access to the input and output interfaces of the software application and test its functionality based on its expected behavior and requirements. In other words, black box testing focuses on testing the software from user's point of view without knowing how the software is designed or how it functions internally, right? And the tester inputs different values into the system and observes the output generated by the system. And based on the observed output, the tester can verify whether the system is working correctly or not. So basically, black box testing is based on the test basis that is the requirements, the stories, use cases, specifications, and more. And this black box testing is applicable for both functional and non-functional testing. That is, uh, functional testings like usability testing, security testing, regression testing, uh, performance testing, so all kinds of testings. So it's applicable for all those types of testing. And there are basically five black box testing techniques that are used to derive the test cases from the given requirements. For now, we will not be going through them, but to give an idea what they are. So these are the five black box testing techniques that are used to derive the test cases. Equivalence partitioning testing technique, boundary value analysis testing technique, decision table testing technique, state transition testing technique, and use case testing technique. So these are all the techniques that are used to write or derive the best test cases for my testing. So we may be talking sometime later in some other video on all these techniques, on how best we can utilize these techniques to derive our test cases. Right. So in the dynamic testing, the next one is the white box testing. So what is white box testing? White box testing, also known as a clear box testing, is a software testing technique in which the tester, when I say tester here, is nothing but the programmer, has access to the internal structure and workings of the software application that is being tested. The tester can see the code, the design, and the internal logic of the application, and can use this information to create his test cases that are designed to verify the correctness of the internal workings of the application. In white box testing, the tester has the knowledge of underlying software architecture and uses this knowledge to design his test cases that can validate the correctness of each component or module of the application. This technique is often used during the development phase of the software project to ensure that each component or unit of the application is working correctly and that the overall system is functioning as intended. And just like the white box testing, just like the black box testing, white box testing is conducted using two techniques. The one is statement testing and coverage, and the next one is decision testing and coverage. So for now, we will not be going in detail about what these techniques are. So, but overall, white box testing is done using these two techniques. So next in the line under the dynamic testing is the experience-based testing. As the name suggests, experience-based testing is a software testing approach that involves using the knowledge, the skills, the experience of the testing team to design and execute the test cases. It is based on the idea that experienced testers can identify potential defects and potential defects and the areas of weakness in the software systems based on their knowledge of testing techniques, industry best practices, and their past testing experiences. Just like the other two testings, experience-based testing also includes various techniques such as the error guessing technique, exploratory testing technique, and the checklist based technique. So for this as well, we will not be going in detail, about what all these. We may be going through them sometime in some other video. So for now, what we understand is experience-based testing is done based on these three techniques. So friends, in this video, this is all about the classification of software testing, that is static testing and the dynamic testing. Hope you all have liked this video. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day and see you in my next video. Thank you.